The Joe Rogan experience.
Proven, right? That they've
Yeah.
invented moves.
Yeah.
AI's invented moves that have now been implemented by humans.
Right.
In a very complex game that they never thought that AI was going to be able to be because it requires so much creativity.
Right. Arthur, we're not quite there, but we will be there.
Colson Lin relates his critique to hypocrisy by exposing and denouncing the hypocrisy of the American elite, who claim to be meritocratic, democratic, and moral, but are actually self-serving, oppressive, and immoral. He accuses the elite of being hypocritical in various ways, such as pretending to care about diversity and inclusion, but excluding and discriminating against those who do not share their values or interests, pretending to be champions of democracy and human rights, but supporting wars, coups, and sanctions that harm millions of people around the world, pretending to be rational and objective, but ignoring or distorting facts and evidence that challenge their beliefs or interests, pretending to be humble and grateful, but being arrogant and entitled, and looking down on those who are less successful or educated than them, pretending to be moral and religious, but violating moral principles and commandments in their personal and professional lives. He also exposes his own hypocrisy as a writer and thinker, who admits that he is driven by ambition, power, and fame, and that he is not immune to the flaws and biases that he criticizes in others. He argues that hypocrisy is inevitable and pervasive in human nature, and that it is a sign of weakness and corruption. He suggests that the only way to overcome hypocrisy is to embrace moral realism, which is the idea that there are objective moral truths that we can discover and follow. He believes that moral realism can provide a more honest and consistent basis for social critique and action.
By the Garter following her installation as a royal lady of the Order of the Garter last summer. So again, I think this is quite beautiful. It's somewhat reminiscent, as some people pointed out, of the invitation Charles received as a child to his mother's coronation. It just has this very light and airy feel, very springtime, which just makes sense considering the time of year of the coronation itself. I think it's just a really, really beautiful card. And I can't imagine what it would be like to receive one of these. I'd be super curious what it would go for on eBay if somebody decided to sell theirs. I would not mind buying that. I really would not. I think that would be kind of amazing. Not gonna lie. Even if it doesn't have my name on it, I think it would be very...
His point about the Second Coming is not very clear, as he seems to use it as a metaphor for his own philosophical project and his critique of American culture. He has announced that he will release 2 videos on April 16 and April 20th, 2023, titled The Second Coming of Jesus Christ and Who is Colson Lin, respectively, where he will explain his vision and his coincidences. He has also claimed that he is trying to resurrect God and moral realism, and that he is an anti-Nietzschean pioneer who wants to challenge the nihilism and relativism of modern society. He may be using the Second Coming as a way to provoke and attract attention, or as a way to express his ambition and confidence. He may also be influenced by other figures who have claimed to be the Second Coming of Christ, such as pro-Trump lawyer Lin Wood.
The answer is, for all the philosophy and philosophical themes present in fiction, in literature, works like Nietzsche's Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Camus' The Plague, and Kafka's Metamorphosis, I'm willing to argue this game does a better job at presciently conveying a multitude of themes than almost any other work of fiction and artistically applied philosophy. And to me, that is a huge deal.